Hello, everybody. We will just give people a few more seconds to get in, and then we will go ahead and get started. Good afternoon, everybody. I wanted to welcome you here today for our webinar on Staycation. I was going to read Staycation and webinar at the same time. I'm pretty excited for this. I think it's going to be pretty exciting, and there's lots of information to share, and really it's all over everywhere right now, the whole Staycation idea. I did want to let you know that this is being recorded, and I am, for the first time, trying to broadcast this to YouTube Live, so I hope it works okay. But I will go ahead and get started. And before I do, I just want to say that in the spirit of reconciliation, we acknowledge that we live, work, and play on the traditional territories of the Blackfoot Confederacy, being the Siksika, Kainai, and Piikani nations, as well as the Tsuut'ina Nation, the Stoney Nakoda Nation, and the Métis Nation Region 3. And I welcome all the people who make their homes here in Treaty 7 region of Southern Alberta to this presentation today. So as you can see, this is called Staycation, All I Ever Wanted, and I'm pretty excited to get started with it. So I'm just going to jump right in if everybody is ready. So here at Momentum, we work with people living on low income, like it says on the slide. We partner with lots of different people in the community to create a thriving local economy for all. And what does that mean? It really just means that we work to put the dollars that we earn back into the economy and to help people have sustainable livelihoods. Right now, a lot of our programs are on hold. We are slowly beginning to launch again and get back in front of people, which is so exciting for us here at Momentum. But in the meantime, I did want to tell you about our helplines. If you need any assistance with money management, you can give our helpline a call and get some assistance with money management tools, resource navigation, or financial coaching. And we've got the number and the email at the bottom there for you. But we also have a business helpline where you can receive some coaching and help from professional coaches if you need any recommendations for your business or any other sort of resource navigation. And then lastly, we have the employment helpline. With this one, you can get some assistance in job coaching, any resume advice that you may need, and interview preparation. Again, the phone number and emails are at the bottom. If you guys missed any of the phone numbers or emails, please feel free to just visit momentum.org. All of the information is there, and you can definitely get some help if you need some. Before we get going, if you have any questions or anything you want to say, please use the question and answer feature. It just works a little bit easier because questions and comments often get lost in the chat. So if you use the question and answer feature, we'll be able to see that easier at the end and we can go through it. Like I said, we are recording this, and if you miss anything or if there's any resources that you want to keep, you can definitely access it on our YouTube channel after the recording today. So let's get started right into staycation. I kind of found it funny when I Googled staycation that it's actually a noun. And it stands for, means a vacation spent in one's home country rather than abroad, or also spent at home and involving day trips to local attractions, which I think is really what a lot of us are thinking of when we think of staycation. A staycation or a holiday, I also found that use for the word. It's a period really, like it says on the screen, where an individual or family stays at home right? And they participate in leisure activities within their house or driving distance of their home, right? It doesn't require overnight accommodations, which is really quite nice. Staycations have gained popularity in the past few years, whether you don't want to go away for your vacation because of cost, or you just want to avoid the stress of traveling, or like it is today, there's limits, right? And we aren't always able to travel outside of our home or even our home province, let alone our country for a vacation. Staying home and taking a break from your regular schedule, it's a great way to spend the summer. But it's really important to remember if you're staying home to take that break, you actually need to take that break from your regular schedule. It can even be your license to enjoy the lazy days of summer. Literally the lazy days of summer, guys. It has been so warm here in Calgary the past little while. It's kind of fantastic, and we can really take advantage of that. To keep your kids and your teens busy, let's say it's more than just you at home, help them plan the staycation. Let them be part of it. Let them say different ideas that they might want to do, right? Build these plans as a family, so that it's something that everybody wants to engage in. So when it comes time to going to these activities, you're not fighting with your family, right? Because I have 3 teenagers of my own, and they definitely don't always want to participate in activities that I plan. But if we let them help and be part of the planning, it's really fantastic. And there's always something for everyone if you plan a successful staycation. So why not just keep working, right? If you're having a staycation, taking a staycation is really all of the glory of taking a much needed break without the gross parts, right? So be honest, like let's really think about this here. Nobody likes having to figure out how to fit their shampoo and lotion into airport security friendly bottles, or how many bags, how many times have you gone somewhere and forgot to put it in a plastic bag and ended up with clothes covered in your shampoo and conditioner, right? So why not just keep working? If we're not going to go somewhere cool or somewhere important to us, or if we're not going to visit with family, well, I'll tell you why. Because you deserve a break, right? Especially during this COVID-19 time. There really is a lot to be said for just taking that time for yourself and your family, right? Taking a vacation, it's often easier said than done. Coordinating schedules, planning where to go, picking the best place, right? So if you can plan a staycation, it's a fantastic way to relax and just enjoy the summer, okay? And then of course, there's the planning part, the budgeting, the packing, the deciding where to go, what to do to make it worth your while, right? There's a whole bunch of reasons to just have a nice staycation at home. So why take a staycation, right? Well, there's quite a few reasons you should take one. Rather than going on a vacation, think about first and foremost saving the money, right? Travel and lodging, that tends to be where the people spend the most money, right? Most of your budget goes to flights and to hotel rooms. So with a staycation, you can keep that cash and spend it on things in your area, extra food, drinks, entertainment, and honestly, food. I don't know about you guys, but every time I plan a vacation, the most important thing for me is food. Where am I going to get food? What is the food going to be like? And every single thing on that vacation is surrounded by food plans. So this way, I have more money to spend on food. Another reason to take a staycation is figure out your favorite places in town, right? So look around. One of the best parts about staying with your friends when you travel is getting to visit all their local favorite spots, right? Well, in the case of your staycation, you are your friend, right? You get to pick those favorite places. You don't have to go where somebody else wants you to go and see what they want you to see. Explore your city, your town, your area. Really get to know what's important and what kind of things are around you, right? Treat yourself to a morning at your favorite brunch spot, maybe. Spend the afternoon perusing the shop with all the best home goods. Honestly, I love sniffing candles. And if I could sniff them all day, then that would be a good day for me. A nice coffee and candle sniffing. That's a perfect day for me, honestly. So have your favorite cocktail at your favorite bar. Have someone invited come along with you. Enjoy that time together, right? Honestly, a staycation, it's a time to pamper yourself, right? And all your favorites. So like I said, get a coffee, smell the candle, meet your friend at a patio, do all the things that you love to do in your hometown. And then discover some new places in town, right? Especially lately in Calgary, it would be really great for us to support some of the areas or some of the businesses in the city, right? Really help them bring that economy back. And the best way to do that is discover new places in town, whether it's new to you or an actual brand new place that's just opened, right? So is there a new restaurant that's a bit out of your usual going out price range? Remember, we are saving all that money on our flights. We can eat somewhere a little more pricey. I told my girls one time, I took them downtown and we were girls about town, I called ourselves. Put on that fancy dress or the nice suit or whatever it is that you have and go somewhere nice. Maybe you go to a museum, right? There's a museum exhibit you've been dying to see, but it's a little bit pricey. Go anyways, right? A staycation is the perfect excuse to splurge a little on a night or a day out, right? Especially when you consider the money you're saving, like I said, staying in town. The whole be a tourist in your own town, it sounds lofty and unrealistic, but I'll bet there's a handful of places within reaching distance that you have not gone, right? And that might make you say, oh, I really want to try that out. A staycation is the exact time for trying that. Number 4, the reason why to take a staycation, no packing required. I mean, that for me right there between food and no packing sums it all up, okay? So this should be reason number 1 to do a staycation. There's nothing quite so frustrating as realize you might have forgotten something at home, right? Maybe you forgot to pack it for yourself, and inevitably it's the phone charger, right? It's always the phone charger. And you always have to go into a gas station and pay $25 for a phone charger. This way, you've got it at home, beside your bed or where you left it. You won't forget to pack anything, right? Staycations, as the name suggests, it requires a lot less packing or really no packing. No need to shove your life into a suitcase because all your belongings are already exactly where they need to be. No need to worry about, do I have the perfect flip-flops? Do I have the right outfit for this? Well, what if I need a sweater? What if I need this or that? It's all right there for you. No packing required. Serious good deal there. And then lastly, as much as we love going on vacations and we think they are glorious and so much fun, and trust me, they are. I've been some pretty cool places. I do want to say having a staycation also helps you avoid stress and anxiety, right? Especially now in COVID. We are all worried, about what's happening. Are we infecting? Are we being infected? Are we being safe? Are we keeping others safe, right? So avoiding that stress and anxiety and just being home, it's a great idea for the summer. And there's a lot to think about when you're taking a trip, right? You've got to figure out your flights, find the best place to stay. How much does it cost? How much is your budget? What can I spend on this and that, right? Budgeting your limited amount of time because you've got to have travel time in there as well, right? If you wake up in the morning, you're just rolling out of bed and going. You're not worrying about driving or whatever it might be to your destination, right? So especially for anxious travelers, finding ways to minimize your travel stress, it's a crucial part of taking a vacation. I don't camp. I don't camp for many reasons, bugs being a large part, but also it's so much work. It takes so much planning, so much stress. That is not a vacation for me, right? Having a staycation would be far more relaxing for me. So it's really something to think about, okay? You're eliminating a lot of the stress that's built into the planning as well, right? Because you're relaxed, you're at home, you can do what you want. In fact, I would say the best part of a staycation is that you only have to plan as much as you want. You don't have to feel guilty about not seeing the Eiffel Tower or dipping your toes in the ocean or whatever it might be, wherever you were thinking of going. You can plan whatever you want, right? Whatever you want to do and be more relaxed about it. You know that it requires zero planning, but it's arguably as rejuvenating as taking a vacation, if not even more than taking a vacation. And that would be spending a day binging Netflix. Pull it up, enjoy one of your staycation days on the couch, watching Netflix with some super good food. Order in, right? Have a great day. And that can be one of your time, right? Whereas if you're away somewhere, you want to be able to see everything and it can be a little bit more stressful. Lots of reasons to take a staycation. So Well, staycations are relaxing and you don't want to get to the end of your time and feel like you've wasted it. So often at the end of the long weekend, I'm like, oh, what did I do all weekend? Right. And I feel like I've wasted this time. So there is inevitably going to be a little bit of planning. Now, I did mention one of the tips or one of the benefits of having a staycation is not planning. Well, that's certainly true in the larger scheme, but do have some sort of a plan set out for yourself so that you can kind of achieve what it is that you want to do during your staycation. So I recommend starting with a start date and an end date, because then you know exactly what it is that you might want to do in your staycation. Right? Plan your activities ahead of time. Like I said, if you've got a family, sit down with them, find out what everybody else thinks is fun and see what you can do. The most important part of a staycation is turn your answering machine off or don't pick up your voicemails in this time and leave your emails and the mail that would be mailed to you just as if you were away. You don't want anything that's distracting and you don't want anything that can make you have to have a normal life because you are on staycation, right? You want to remember that. A little bit more about planning, set your budget, right? You don't want to just go willy-nilly and you get a car and you get a car. You want to be careful, right? And have a good budget set, but don't let that deter you from having a good time. Remember, you've set this money aside for this. You planned on doing this and it's going to be a great time. Act like a tourist in your own town, right? Pretend like you've never been, or even better, go to an area town you've never been to. I don't know if you guys have ever been up and down 17th Ave Southeast or International Ave, as they so nicely call it now. The food up there is phenomenal. It's like you're in another country. You might as well go up there and enjoy some time if you've never been, right? And then take lots of pictures of you and your family, your friends, of the city. Get to really enjoy what you're doing, right? I am not a Stampede fan. And a couple of years ago, I went to the Stampede, sent my kids free, and then me and a bunch of friends and my partner, we went around the Stampede, and our challenge was to take as many ridiculous selfies as we could. It was the most fun I'd had in a long time. We just took pictures, we laughed. It was a really great time. So really do that. Take pictures. Remember your staycation, right? Remember how much fun you had and what you got to learn about your city. So what are some ideas for a staycation, right? I've talked a lot about, you need to plan, you heard a little bit about a budget. So what kind of ideas do we have now? Well, let's be a tourist, like I said, in your own town. Find a guidebook for your area, right? Go to the local bookstore, see what activities can interest you. Get on the web, see what your city has to offer right now. Explore, right? Get out there, look at your city, go out and around, right? Maybe you go down to Waterton National Park or you go on a hike up by Banff, right? Explore what is in and around your area. It was really remarkable to me. I'd never been to Waterton before. I've lived here a long time and I'd never been, and it was beautiful, right? It's definitely something that I wish I had done sooner. Explore, right? Find out what's out there. Visit some local museums. You don't just have to go to the museums in Calgary. How many of you have ever been to Vulcan? Live long and prosper, my friend. It's kind of fun to just take the drive down there, go and see the big enterprise and see the museum. It's something that you wouldn't normally do. So get to have fun on your staycation and do that, right? Go to a park that's within a 30-minute drive. Take a picnic. Enjoy the day. Pick some new restaurants or somewhere that you've never been that you might want to try, and really just explore what's going on in your city. Investigate some new recreational activities. Maybe you rent a tandem bike and explore a park or a scenic area. Maybe you get on one of those green scooter things that are all about town and go around, right? And see what's happening in the core. Try a kayak or canoeing. It's very peaceful out in nature. It provides some good exercise and it's a great time, right? And it's something new if you've never done it. Go hiking, explore some place that's within 30 minutes so you don't feel like you're driving forever, right? Go somewhere beautiful and just get into nature. And when you're there, I recommend taking your shoes off and really getting your feet in the dirt. Feel what it feels like to be in the earth, right? Take a class, learn a new hobby. Maybe you want to learn how to paint or how to crochet. Maybe you want to be a wood burner. Maybe you just want to do something exciting, right? Maybe you want to learn guitar. There's all kinds of things you can do on your staycation. Get in nature. I think, that's one of the largest things that we can do on a staycation, right? Get out to the lake, go on a hike, investigate the trails, go for a picnic. We are so blessed where we live right now to be so close to the mountains and the different lakes that we have around here. It's a wonderful time for us now. And the summer, it's a perfect time to get out and really explore what Alberta has to offer. Catch up. Maybe you started a book that you want to finish, right? Maybe you want to complete a project that you've been avoiding forever. I know cleaning the garage doesn't sound like a staycation idea, but if it's a project where you then get to enjoy it, it might be okay, right? Maybe you are learning how to do something. You want to make a blanket. There you go, Netflix and crochet your blanket, right? Staycation is more than just doing nothing, right? Have some plans, and maybe catching up is one of those plans, right? And it's a good plan. So it's all over the news. It's all over the news, my friends. I don't know if you've heard about it, but the great YYC Staycation. I don't know if anybody's heard of it, but it sounds fantastic. And I went to the website today. So here's the website for you, www.yycstayk.com. It's a fantastic opportunity to get to know your city, and it's free. Okay, so join in, be part of something. I believe it's brought to you by Royal Bank as the main sponsor. So they've been able to make this app free, and you get to go out and explore the city. And like they said on the news, maybe you're looking for a tiny home, or maybe you're looking for a landmark. Maybe you're taking a picture of yourself having food somewhere. But basically what it is it's a giant scavenger hunt all throughout the city. But it's not just a one-day scavenger hunt. I believe it starts, I want to say the 24th of July, and it goes into August for a week or so. But it sounds like a great time, right? And you don't just have to do it yourself. Get your family involved, get friends involved, learn about your city, and be part of something fantastic. Let's enjoy our summer safely, team. That's a really thing it's so important to think about, right? Calgary is one of the greatest cities in the world, and it is a wonderful place to live. But we are all experiencing some hard times right now with COVID. So I do just want to, before we move on, make sure that I say you want to be safe. You want to be comfortable on your staycation, and you want to keep those around you safe. So whatever it is that you're engaging in, remember to keep your social distancing, right? 2 meters apart. If you need to wear a mask, wear a mask. And just remember to be mindful and wash your hands of everybody, be mindful of everybody around you and wash your hands, okay? So now what? I kind of have a little bit of an idea what I want to do for my staycation. What am I going to do now? Well, you're going to build a budget, right? You need to talk a little bit about budgeting. You need to think about what kind of money you're going to spend on your staycation, and you need to make a little bit of a plan, right? What is it that I'm going to do on my staycation? A staycation budget, it might sound like, oh golly, why are we talking about budgeting? Well, because it's important, right? It helps you plan for your activity, right? It makes it so that you don't get too stressed about your staycation and then decide to just Netflix every day. Maybe one day Netflixing is great, but not every day. Get out, explore your city, right? Enjoy the local economy, be part of it, right? And how are you going to do that? By building a decent staycation budget, okay? What does a staycation budget look like? Well, a budget is income. We all know that, minus expenses, which are our wants and our needs. So we want to really think about what kind of money we have for our staycation, what expenses we have on our staycation, and those expenses are going to be based on our wants and our needs. Do we want to go to the zoo? Do we want to have dinner out? Do I need gas money to go on a hike? All of these things are what you want to think about when you're building your staycation budget, right? So when you budget, Of course, what that does is it helps you have a plan for your staycation money, right? It helps you really feel comfortable in going to this place for the special ice cream, or going to, a hike, or driving for half an hour for, to go, or going out to Banff or whatever for pizza. I don't know if you've ever had pizza in Banff, but I don't know if it's the pizza that's delicious or if it's the mountains, but either way, just going somewhere else. You want to have a plan for your staycation money, right? And you want to feel less stressed and more in control of your fun. Because if you don't have a plan and you're just forking your money out hand over fist, you're going to feel a little bit stressed and you're not going to have fun, right? This way, if you've got a budget and you know how much you're spending on your staycation, you'll feel a little bit less stressed and really get to have a great time doing it. I really appreciate anybody coming and kind of listening to what I had to say about staycations. I know I have a staycation coming up and I'm fairly excited about it. If anybody has any questions or any comments that they want to make, I would love to hear about it. But other than that, I really don't have too much more to say about staycations today. Before everybody takes off, I will hang about for questions or comments, but I did just want to mention that, Momentum does have the updated COVID resource blog. If anybody wants any assistance or needs some assistance here in the city, we can help you with that, right? We're also on social media. Again, Momentum is on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and you can also go to momentum.org, like I said, if you need any more information. Money Talks is regular. We have gone down to every 2 weeks in the summer. So in 2 weeks, August 4th, we are having our topic and it's Be Local. So this is really a large arm of Momentum about a thriving local economy. And we're going to learn a little bit about our Be Local initiative and what that looks like for Calgarians. It'll be fantastic. And then, of course, if you need any other assistance, there's our helpline and phone numbers again, as well as the address of momentum.org. Oh, yes. There's a question here. Which places would you recommend in Calgary? It seems that it's always Heritage Park, the zoo, Telus Park. And those are the standard big three, right? Where you go and you can pay and spend the day. But Calgary is so much more than that, right? There's so many parks around the city. There is the Police Interpretive Center that I think might be open. There is different pools you can go to. Calgary has outdoor pools that you can access. And a lot of those are actually free, where you can just go and drop in. You can also go to places like museums. I don't know if you've ever been downtown to the Glenbow, or if you have been to C Space as an art place downtown as well. And then there is also the music, and of course it's escaped me now. The Music Museum, which is also right downtown as well. It's a fantastic place to go, but just get your book out and do some research, or get the internet and really have a look around at the different places you can go. Information for planning your staycation, I would Google it. The Leighton Arts Center, that's also, yes, sorry, I'm just going to quickly say that. Fantastic. And it's just outside the city of the Southwest. It's beautiful out there. Also, there's a berry farm. I don't know if you guys know that, just outside of the city as well, where you can go and pick berries and have a picnic. Again, it's free to go there. You have to pay to pick the berries, but there's so many things to do. But suggestions to find places and information, honestly, the internet would honestly be one of the best places. And another great thing to do is talk to your neighbors. Talk to your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers. Hey, what do you do in the city that you like to do, right? Often we live in our little box of what we know about Calgary, and we don't realize that so many people around us know so much more and have experienced so many other things. So I would recommend talking to some friends and family and see. Well, thank you so much, everybody. I hope you get to enjoy the rest of the day, and take care. And we'll see you in 2 weeks to talk about the Be Local initiative. Have a great day.